same way that you would install anything else. If you've got an application, if you're installing Apache, you don't expect to have Apache running in some kind of really crazy kind of configured way. Actually, what you do is you just install an RPM, right? Certainly on most UNIX platforms. Why bother doing anything else? You know, we're not special. Again, reuse stuff that's already there. Do the things that other organizations, other people, other tools, other platforms have already done. Don't reinvent the wheel. And this is a controversial one. All of these things were separated, completely separated out into different version control routes. We were using Git in our case. But they were completely separate, completely separate. And the reason we chose to do this is because, based on my experience, I know that developers see similarities everywhere. And, oh, that looks a bit like this over there. And you can start off with the best of intentions of not sharing code between different systems. But actually, suddenly you've refactored and moved two duplicate bits of code together, and you've got different parts of your system that are completely dependent on one another. And again, different degrees of freedom. You want to be able to flex these things independently. You want to be able to deploy them independently. And if you've got dependencies between systems, then you're already having to deploy in lockstep. You've lost one of those degrees of freedom, or certainly minimized it. Domain-driven design. So this is another aspect of this. Domains in different bounded contexts should be distinct. This is something that we have, I think, learned over the last few years. Distinct bounded contexts. It's okay to have duplication within different bounded contexts. There was a question earlier about domain code. Should we share domain code? I don't think we should. And if you have got common code, it's okay to share it, because as long as that common code is infrastructure code. If it's the code that you're using for, I don't know, to say talk to your database, or if it's the code that the very basic code that's doing HTTP routing, that kind of